First of all, a small piece of high-quality wood was chosen. Use a pen to draw cut lines on the wood. The lines must be drawn clearly. This is to make it easy to position when cutting. Then use a chainsaw to cut along the line. Be careful to take your time and don't rush. Watching the wood being cut into shape is a particularly decompressing process. After cutting, we also carefully clean the wood chips. After all, a clean surface allows the resin behind to blend perfectly. Now it's the turn of the main character, and epoxy resin comes in. The 3:1 ratio resin we used. The transparency of this formula is fantastic. It is also more suitable for making this delicate small ornament. Pour in resin and curing agent. Then stir slowly with the tamper until completely clear. This process must be patient. Otherwise, the uneven mixing will affect the quality of the finished product. Once the blending is complete, start adding the red pigment to create the color magic, gently stirring until the red color is evenly diffused too. In the whole liquid until the red color evenly penetrates the whole liquid. It is better not to stir too quickly, otherwise there will be a lot of bubbles. If it's just a few bubbles, it's fine, and it will disappear automatically after a while. You can also join the colors you like. Different colors seem to have their own personalities, which not only makes the modulation richer, it also gives us more creative freedom. Once the tree is ready, glue the blocks with hot melt adhesive. If you like this kind of handicraft, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much to the fans who have always supported me. I wish you all a happy day. Dip the wood block with hot melt adhesive. Secure our wooden blocks in silicone containers. Prevent it from floating. The next step is to stir the resin. Pour slowly into the mold. The feeling of this step is particularly healing. What the resin flows like. It's really fascinating. After pouring the resin, next add a deep red or yellow. Give it the feeling of a mysterious smoke. Next, we have to wait patiently for 12 hours for the resin to fully cure. When the time is up, we carefully remove the pendant embryo from the mold. The initial prototype of the pendant at this stage is already very interesting. It's still crude, but you can already see its potential. Are you looking forward to the final result? Next, carefully sand off the excess parts of the surface with a belt sander. Makes the whole piece of material flat and smooth. Don't look at this step as just grinding. Actually, it's very crucial. Only by sanding and smoothing can you draw a more precise contour with a chainsaw in the back. With the operation of the belt grinding machine, the rough surface is gradually trimmed cleanly. It's as if paving the way for the next creation. After the mold is completed, the most anticipated step has finally arrived. Use a wire saw to make a rudimentary shape of the pendant. This moment is like drawing the first stroke on a blank canvas. I carefully cut slowly to the lines of the design. Every knife requires focus and precision. The drama slowly passed by. Little by little, the silhouette of the pendant comes to mind. From the original square, it gradually became a prototype with beautiful curves and shapes. Look at it from a piece of material that has no sense of life. Slowly acquire its own form and personality. It really feels like witnessing creation. After polishing, it finally came to the most anticipated link, the detail carving. But before I begin, I'll trim the edges a little with a carving knife. Treat those sharp edges and corners into rounded chamfers. This small adjustment can make the whole pendant look more delicate and pleasing to the eye. Okay, let's start carving the lines. This process really requires a lot of focus, because each knife determines the degree of refinement of the finished product. I'll start by replacing it with a small carving tip. Gently carve out those delicate lines. It's like drawing on a wooden board. Little by little, it outlines its unique pattern. Each line brings it to life. Next, I changed to a slightly larger carving knife and deepened the lines to create a more three-dimensional line. This step is like adding strength to the work. The texture also gradually has ups and downs and layers. Slowly, it seemed to be really breathing. From an ordinary material, it has become a work with temperature and soul. Are you starting to look forward to the final product? Be patient. Next, I'll tweak every little detail again. Make it look more complete and refined. Hand-carved is this kind of charm. Every step of the way makes it unique. After the engraving is complete, we move on to the final critical step, sanding and polishing. This may seem like a simple step, but it's a great test of patience and concentration. Grinding needs to start from 240 mesh finger killing, step by step meticulously grinding to 3000 mesh. It's a long process. At each stage, it is necessary to ensure that the surface is smooth and flawless. Let the pendant gradually show its delicate texture, although the process is slow, but to see it get smoother a little bit, more translucent, still very rewarding. This step is more than just polishing a piece of jewelry. It's more like honing your state of mind. Let's be honest, this can be an excellent way to get your mind and body away from your phone. Focus on the world of craftsmanship. Enjoy every minute and every second of slowing down. This sense of immersion, definitely worth experiencing. Now the effect is polished to 1000 mesh. Still looks rough. Keep up the good work. When grinding, be sure to sand away the scratches left by the previous layer. Otherwise, it will be more difficult to polish off later. Now the effect is much smoother. Just keep sanding off the tiny scratches. When polished meticulously to 3000 behind the scenes, we finally ushered in the polishing part of the pendant to make it shine. This step is crucial because it decides whether the pendant can finally show its attractive luster. First, apply an even layer of polishing paste to the surface of the pendant. This is not only effective in removing fine grinding marks, it also makes the surface smoother. Then use a small polishing wheel to sand gently. Let the shine gradually appear. However, this process also requires a lot of patience. Don't rush things. If the operation is too fast, the luster is not only unpresentable. Instead, it leaves a fuzzy surface. Looking at the pendant from the initial slightly dim, slowly turn into crystal clear. The moment is truly exciting and satisfying. It's as if every polish is giving it a new lease of life. At this time, the pendant light flows. It's like telling a unique story of handmade. You can imagine its perfect distance. Is it only one step away? In order to make the effect of the pendant even better, the final step is to coat it with a layer of wood oil. Wood oil not only enhances the shine of the pendant, it also plays a protective role, provides better durability for the timber section. At the same time, it makes the wood grain more vivid and vivid. After the wood oil is evenly applied to the surface, the texture of the pendant was instantly raised to a notch. Look, this effect, the surface is shining, the wood grain is delicate and transparent, as if giving it a layer of life. Isn't it charming and good-looking? The completion of this moment makes the whole production process even more worthwhile. Okay, now let's enjoy the final result of this piece. What do you think? Isn't it amazing? It's hard to imagine that it was originally just an ordinary and inconspicuous piece of wood. After this series of meticulous production, the bee has finally turned into such a unique and fascinating work of art. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the process and the final result, don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with more friends who like handcrafting. See you again for our next project, and we look forward to seeing you again.